Welcome to my channel if you're new, and welcome back if you're already subscribed. I'm your girl Zina. So I just realized that I've never actually said my name on my channel, and I get a lot of emails and DMs like, what is your name? So my name is Zina. My actual name is Zina, but yeah, my nickname is Zina. Anyway, I'm gonna get right into the video and tell you guys all about how to teach English abroad with possibly no experience. So first, I'll tell you that I've been living in Vietnam, Ho Chi Minh City for the past 8 months. We're in August now. Yeah, 8 months. So I moved out here at the end of last year, 2016. And when I arrived, I went straight into a 4-week Tefl program. And if you don't already know what a Tefl program is, it's basically a program where you learn to teach English as a foreign language. I'm going to tell you guys why I think an in-class Tefl course is actually better than an online course. And if you watch my previous videos, I spoke a little bit about this, but I wanted to do a video mainly about this topic because I get a lot of emails about it. Anyway, so I'm going to get right into the video. When I first arrived here in Vietnam, I went straight into a 4-week in-class course. And the course basically taught us how to, first of all, there was a big group of us, around 16 students. The course basically taught us how to teach English from like the basic skills, basic. And then we also learned how to do classroom management, lesson planning, everything you could think of. We learned how to do from scratch, which was amazing. We also did observations, so we observed some classes while we were at the school, which I think is really good because the school actually had classes running while, like teaching classes with real Vietnamese students while we were learning how to teach, which I think is amazing. It's really important when you are learning how to teach English to observe real classes so you know what you're getting yourself into. We got to see how the previous Tefl students taught real classes. Also, lesson planning is really important when you are teaching English abroad, because if you don't follow a structure, you kind of get lost and students get distracted or bored, and then it turns into a big mess. But let me tell you guys a little bit about my previous Tefl experience, I guess, really quickly. Before I moved to Vietnam, I knew I wanted to teach abroad, and I actually bought one of those online, really cheap online courses. But I'm a kind of person where I need to be hands-on. So I felt like I'd come home from work. This was back home in England. I'd come home from work and I couldn't be bothered. It's not even really that I couldn't be bothered. I didn't have time, and I couldn't really focus, and I didn't feel like I was getting anything from the online course. And I can't speak for everyone because some people actually do online courses and they find it super duper helpful. But for me, it wasn't helpful at all. I didn't think I was getting anything from it. And it was really cheap anyway. I think I bought it on Groupon or one of those voucher websites. Anyway, yeah, so I saw this video online. I've spoken to you guys before how I actually got into the whole Vietnam hunt. But yeah, so I saw the video online on YouTube, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna go to Vietnam because they actually do in-class Tefl courses. By the way, they do these everywhere. Just look online. If you are interested in doing it somewhere else and not Vietnam, look online for your local in-class Tefl school. I really do recommend it, guys. So anyway, I saw the video online and then I applied. And as soon as I arrived in Ho Chi Minh City, first of all, let me tell you guys about before I arrived. There was a lot of support. They tell you basically everything you need to bring with you. They give you suggestions. There's also a Facebook group where you can join, and you get to see previous Tefl students and also Tefl students that are about to do courses in the future, and everyone can connect. I actually met my friend Safira online in one of the Tefl groups. In the Tefl group, because we were able to connect, and we were talking about, oh, we're moving. Look, we were counting down the days. It was really exciting. Yeah, I think that was really important, just to have some support, because moving abroad is really not easy. It's not as easy as it looks. Yes, it is fun and exciting and it's an adventure, but you are moving to a different country and you're kind of alone. So it was nice to see that there was a community already set up for us to all connect. Anyway, when I moved here to Vietnam, I was actually picked up. I was picked up by the Tefl school and one of the organizers, and they picked me up and took me to my hotel because, I'm just like all over the place, guys. The Tefl course actually comes with accommodation for the 4 weeks of the course. So during the course you will have somewhere to stay, which is amazing, and it was right next to the school. It also comes with a guaranteed job, and if you guys don't already know, most of the jobs most of the jobs abroad actually require you to have a degree. So I thought, I need to do this Tefl course because I can't really teach anywhere else. I can't teach in South Korea, which was my first option, because I would have needed a degree, and that just wasn't possible. So when I saw, I did my research and I realized that you don't necessarily need a degree in Vietnam to teach English. And this Tefl course came with a degree. I was like, I am moving now. So yeah, that was really good. So when I first moved here, I got picked up at the airport. Obviously there are some things that you'd have to pay a little bit extra for, which was fine for me. It was super duper cheap, and I was new to the country, so I thought it was important to get picked up from the airport and dropped off at my hotel. Anyway, the course, oh, by the way, this is my certificate, guys. It is a certificate for 150 hours of study over 4 weeks, including 80 hours of instruction, 50 hours of written work, 12 hours of practical teaching, because we actually did some teaching as well, and 8 hours of classroom observation, which is what I was speaking about before. You guys have to be really patient with me. I ramble a lot. I don't make any, I don't plan these videos. I just speak off the top of my head. Anyway, so when I arrived at the course, I met my classmates the night before the class actually started. We had like a welcome dinner, which was super duper cool. I finally got to meet Safira. We actually met at the hotel. We stayed in the same hotel at first. We all met up, we had drinks, we had food, it was all free. It was really good to bond with everyone before the class actually started. And then the next day we started the course on a Monday, I think it was a Monday. And the course, guys, I can't recommend it enough, because most of the people that come out here have no experience. I had a little bit of experience before I moved to Vietnam. I worked at my sister's nursery with little kids. For you guys that are American or from other countries, that's kindergarten. So I had a bit of experience before I came over to Vietnam, but it was mostly customer service experience. So it wasn't really much to do with teaching. But yeah, so my little bit of experience helped. But I can honestly say, without the Tefl course, I don't think I would be as good of a teacher as I am now. I learned so much. So in the class, during the course, at first we learned, like I said before, we learned the basics, we learned how to teach, we learned basic grammar. Most of the schools that you will teach at here in Vietnam, not most of the schools, let me not speak for everyone, but some of the schools, the Vietnamese teachers actually teach grammar, and we focus on pronunciation. Sorry, it's raining. Anyway, we focus on pronunciation, speaking, and vocabulary, etc. It really does depend on the school. But yeah, so when in the first week and a half or so, we learned how to teach, and oh, so horrible. By the way, it's rainy season here in Vietnam, so it's going crazy. Anyway, so we learned how to teach, and then after that the observation started, and then we actually got to teach ourselves. One of the most important days for me at the Tefl school was actually teaching my peers, my classmates, because I feel like with kids, they're less judgmental, but teaching your peers really makes you focus, makes you want to do the best, because you're like, are they judging me? I want to do really well. But it was really good. I got really good feedback, which was good. One of the things I was told in my peer teaching classes was to slow down. And sometimes you forget, when you're a native English speaker, you do forget to slow down your speech, because you have to remember you're teaching someone English as a foreign language, so their English isn't 100%. It takes a lot for them to listen, and sometimes they do follow your lips. I've been told by some of my students that when they don't understand some teachers, they literally follow their lips and lip read, because it's sometimes we speak a bit too quick. So I've learned to do that in class. Obviously now I'm speaking to mostly native speakers, so I've picked up my pace a bit. But yeah, so I thought that was a really good tip. And teaching our peers was so much fun. We all had a chance to take it in turns and teach each other for, I think it was like an hour. But yeah, so that was really good. And after peer observations, peer teaching, we actually got to go out, had a chance to go out of the school, out of the Tefl school, and teach at other schools. So we had a few classes in the school, and then we had a few outside of the school, because obviously every school is different. And I feel like this was such a good teaching tool for us, because I've said this a million times, every school has different teaching practices, has different facilities, different locations. So it's just really good to see and change your style according to your school. And the school I teach at now is the teaching practices are completely different to what I learned when I was teaching, when I was doing my Tefl course. But the Tefl course really made us open our eyes to that, because if we didn't learn how to teach from the basics, we probably would have been screwed. Well, I can't speak for everyone, but myself anyway, because I would have got stuck to a certain style of teaching, which is really, I don't think is a good idea. Yeah, so after we did the peer observation, we actually had assignments to do. So we had 2 pieces of coursework and an essay to do. So it was basically just about everything we've learned, and also everything we learned during the course, and there was another task. And I think it may change, I'm not sure if it's the same for every single Tefl course. But I wanted to tell you guys why I think it's a lot more useful to do an in-class Tefl rather than doing an online Tefl. So the course that I did, the 4-week course, it literally it included everything. The trainer, David, he was so helpful and so, I don't even know, like nurturing. And even though he does this all the time, I wouldn't have even expected for him to be as helpful as he was. So they told us everything we needed to know, things that we needed to know after the course, because when I moved to Vietnam, it's a shock. Like if you move anywhere, it's like you get that initial shock and you're just like, oh, this is too much. But I actually felt like I was around my family. It was really good. And now from the course, I made a lot of friends. I still speak to everyone from the course now. There's 16 students. Some people have already left and gone back home, and that's obviously your choice. You don't have to stay in Vietnam. That's the really good thing about doing an in-class Tefl course. You can use your certificate anywhere in the world, or you could even go home and just have your certificate for the future. But I decided to stay. And one of my classmates, Lexi, I still live with her, which is really cool. I love her to bits. She's at work right now. I start work later on this afternoon. So Lexi and Tom, maybe if you follow me on Snapchat or Instagram, you'll always see them. So they were actually my classmates, and I feel like I've known them forever, guys. You actually meet people that you will be around forever, which is so cool. Well, you don't have to, I guess. But yeah, me, Tom and Lexi are best friends. It's so cool. and we're planning on traveling together in the future. And yeah, so guys, I think the Tefl course was super duper helpful. I work full-time now. I also have a work permit, so this video might be a bit conflicting because I did say it was a bit difficult for me to find a job, but there are people that say you can't get a work permit without a degree, and I'd say that's not necessarily true because I've got one, and it really does depend on the school. Not every school is going to give you a work permit because there are some things that they have to go through, but it depends on your school. My school sponsored me and they paid for it, so just be mindful of that. It may be difficult and it may range from school to school. If you do not have a degree and you don't have a work permit, it usually means that you will be paid in cash, but I don't think it's a problem out here, and I haven't heard of anyone that's had a problem. Oh, sorry, I thought my camera turned off. I haven't heard of anyone that's had any problems working in Vietnam without a degree. I don't know anyone personally, so yeah, that's all I can say about that. The guaranteed job offer was really important. My classmates that do have a degree, Lexi has a degree or two, I think. She ended up getting a job probably before the course even ended, which was really cool. She got a job at one of the bigger language centers, VUS, and VUS are really good. So they provide work permits, they provide so many benefits. I'd say you look into what the bigger schools offer if you are looking to teach here in Vietnam. There are some really big schools like VUS, ILA, Apollo, and I don't really remember anymore, but I know there are some really big schools that have campuses literally everywhere. But yeah, I don't know what else to say really about the Tefl course. Yeah, I just would say that I don't think, I have friends that have also done an online Tefl course and they're teaching, they're getting paid just as much as I am, or even more if they have a degree. So I'm going to say again that if you have a degree, you'll probably get paid up to maybe $23 an hour. If you don't have a degree, you can get anywhere between 16 to 23 as well. It just really depends on the school. Some schools, like my school, I don't think they really care if you have a degree or not. They'll pay you exactly the same as a degree holder. But they do focus on your teaching. So if you want to interview at my school, it was quite intense. It was quite intense. So I had I had a demo class. A demo class is where, but if you're going to apply for a job here in Vietnam or other Asian countries, you usually have to do a demo class. It could be anywhere between it could be half an hour or the whole 2-hour, 3-hour lesson. So I did a demo class in front of I think 4 actual teachers at the school, which was so intimidating, guys, because it wasn't children. I would have preferred if I was teaching children and then maybe one of the teachers or managers was looking on. So I had to teach to them and basically pretend that they were kids. That was so nerve-wracking thinking back. Anyway, so after the demo class, I had an interview with 3 of those teachers and they basically picked apart my teaching. And because I just came out of the Tefl course, I was so nervous. But yeah, you guys watch my other video so you can see like what exactly my experience was with job hunting, because it was a bit of a crazy experience. But I've been working at my school since I think March. So yeah, and I'm full-time now. I'm full-time, I've got my work permit, good salary, with no degree. I'm sorry guys. I actually had someone comment on my video the other day, oh, so there's only a few dollars difference between a non-degree holder and a degree holder salary. Sorry mate, sorry, it's not my fault. That's my Tefl versus online comparison, I guess. I will just say again, teaching online doesn't provide you with the skills, it doesn't provide you with the experience. I think even sitting in a class for 4 weeks with other classmates, and you kind of, we helped each other out. Some people wanted to go home and we were like, no, you're staying, you can do this, it's only like 4 weeks, we'll get through this together. So we encouraged each other to keep pushing. We also gave each other tips, which was really good. We gave each other tips on what we thought we could have improved. And it's also really good to see everyone's progress from week 1 to week 4. There's a big difference. Like, the things that you learn in the class are so valuable, because you can definitely see the difference between week 1 and by the end of the course. And when everyone tells you that they've found the job, you're just like, yes, I knew you can do it. You wanted to go home, you stuck through, we did it together. But yeah, I think it's really useful to do the in-class course, guys. If you are interested in doing the course that I did it at a school called AVSE, and I'm actually working directly with the guys at Ninja Teacher. So I did my Tefl course through Ninja Teacher. So shoot me an email. I'll leave all of the details down in the description box. So if you are interested, send me an email or have a look at the link. And yeah, so if you also, I'm thinking about doing a Q&A, just a video directed at questions, because I get a lot of questions via email or Instagram DM, and they usually are the same questions. I don't mind replying, guys, I honestly don't, but I just realized if I have a video that just answers all of the questions in one, I can just refer you guys to the video. And then if you also have suggestions for other things that you'd like to know, please let me know. I love doing these sit-down videos, because I've been told that they're really helpful. And before I moved to Vietnam, there was only one person online that was doing these videos, so those were super duper helpful. But it'd be nice to see, it would be nice to hear your feedback and your ideas, because obviously you're watching my videos and I'd like to know what you would like to see. I'm also going to do a video on my motorbike and how to drive in the crazy traffic in Vietnam. But anyway, thank you so much for watching, guys. I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.